Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, my name is Demigod Shmurda here, and welcome back to another video, and welcome back to another episode of Arrowverse Analysis. One of the things I often hear about the character of Sarah Lance is that she was completely ruined by Legends of Tomorrow. Now, I don't agree with those sentiments. Mostly because people who say that generally refuse to acknowledge anything good that Legends of Tomorrow ever did. Is it the Arrowverse's best show? No, I'd say that's Stargirl. But it does have a dedicated enough fan base for James Gunn to have called us out when he took over at DC Studios. Thanks to everyone who was respectfully asking for the show to be saved instead of begging for whoever canceled the show to be fired, by the way. The Snyder cult could learn a lot from us. God, the internet's gonna have my head for that comment, aren't they? Fuck it, we ball. The truth is that Legends is just a much different show than Arrow is. Arrow is grittier and smaller scale, while Legends is very zany, out of control, and lighthearted. However, Legends does know when to take itself seriously, even as far in as Season 7. A season where the crew ended up homeless, stranded in 1920 with no way to get home, and being hunted down by a clone of their ship's AI. Definitely stuff you should never take seriously under any circumstances, right? Oh yeah, and the season deals a lot with themes of self-discovery, parenthood, responsibility, what it means to be alive, and learning when to let go of something you love. Just in case it wasn't clear to you haters, because the season also had Naked Spooner.
Excuse me, young lady, will you put some clothes on?
I think it's really interesting to see where Sarah started, since she's evolved into a much more lighthearted character because of Legends of Tomorrow, the show that many Arrowverse fans desperately want to forget. I said many fans, I didn't say me. I disagree with people saying that she's a completely different character on Legends. I'm more in the camp that she just naturally evolved out of being a darker character. But when she got her start on Arrow, she really didn't seem like the character that would eventually have this rant.
We're in the middle of World War I, and look, one time ship has been stolen, and the other one has been blown to bits. Oh, Alan, he's about to die, but don't worry, because we have a plan to save him with a robot, and we all know how lucky that we have been with robots. So, yes, I am reveling. Enjoy right now. Goodbye.
If you've only seen that version of Sarah, you are not prepared. If there's one thing I can fault Legends for, it's that it very rarely touches on Sarah's time in the League, if they do that at all. Arrow has Sarah straight up murder at least 3 people on screen. Like I said, it's a much different show. So let's see how Sarah turned from the woman that did this into the woman that did this.
When you live on a time ship, you don't always get to celebrate the holidays, so we are doing them all at once.
If this is your first episode and you're wondering how my rating system works, there's a detailed description down below, along with a link to all my other episodes of Overanalysis. But I encourage you to watch this one first. I'm sure you'll still enjoy it. You know how last week I said that there was evidence that Oliver didn't actually kill Leo Mueller? Crazy evidence, but still evidence? Well, as it turns out, I miscounted a kill during the Undertaking's hallway fight. If you listen very closely, this guy groans when Oliver shoots him with an arrow. And as I've said before, groans in TV shows means that a person is still alive. Therefore, this guy doesn't count, bringing Oliver's kill count for Season 1 down to exactly 52. Fuck me, you guys did it on purpose, and I know you did. This would put Oliver's total kill count at 53 since he's only killed once so far this season, and it would increase the 52 counter to 5. I'll definitely have to make a video officially talking about any score changes or counter changes or anything from Season 1. With that out of the way, let's return to the overanalysis. Glenn Winter, who previously directed the Jeff Johns written episode Dead to Rights, returns to direct Broken Dolls, which first aired October 23rd, 2013. When the doll maker, an old enemy of Quentin's, breaks out of prison, and the police threaten to charge Quentin with obstruction if he gets involved, he goes to the Arrow for help. Meanwhile, Oliver tasks Roy with finding the Canary, and he stumbles into some trouble tracking her down. By the way, I'm rocking my boarding party swag this episode. Oh! Sarah shows up instantly? I forgot about that! Oh, and there's the first gen Canary cry! Oh, look at that! This thing is never that powerful again!
Why'd you help me?
Oh, just a turn! Alright, she's already awesome.
To her, I am the bad guy, since I didn't make it to Tommy in time.
How did you get out of there?
I had help from a masked blonde woman in black.
Okay, well, who was she and why would she help you?
And how did she know to help you?
All good questions.
I'm gonna talk about this knife one day, I swear.
Lance Patrol, Delta Charlie 52, 1060. Officer responding, over.
Negative DC-52, disregard 1078, and resume patrol.
Quentin, it's under control.
Excuse me, what is under control?
But Mathis.
That seems to be what the MO indicates.
He's doing consecutive life sentences in Iron Heights.
The quake split open a section of Iron Heights. Mathis was among the escapees. Pipe knows what happened to you last time. The man got in your head. If you go anywhere near this, he's gonna have you arrested for obstruction.
I found a number of police reports from the last few months that may involve our mystery girl. They describe a masked woman in black attacking attackers.
She put 5 would-be rapists in the hospital so far.
There's the tattoos.
Hi, detective.
Officer. Now, but...
And you told me that you're trying to help the city without dropping bodies. Let's just say I'm willing to be convinced. I always thought we didn't need to go outside the law to find justice.
Your dad's favorite jingle.
I'm not so sure anymore. The media calls him the doll maker because he suffocates his victims with a flexible polymer that he pours down their throats and then he dresses them up like dolls.
These are from 6 years ago.
It's my personal file.
Quentin said 6 years ago. If this takes place after the quake, then that would put it around the time that Oliver and Robert first got, or well, Oliver got shipwrecked, but they first took out the Queen's Gambit. Wow, okay. I didn't think of that. A lot of detail put into this episode so far.
Mathis killed 8 girls before I got him last time. I don't want any more on my conscience.
He was not in the car in that earlier shot.
Can we connect the victims?
According to Lance's file, he couldn't figure out how he chose them. Martin Mathis doesn't have any family or known acquaintances.
But they do have the right to an attorney. There's someone new in town. A woman. Find her, but don't engage.
Barton Mathis is out. I'm looking for his attorney.
Dad, this case, it took you to such a dark place last time. Whatever guilt you're feeling, you're just using it to justify a vendetta.
Well, maybe I'm not the only one.
He ain't wrong.
You want to talk to me about one of my clients? Come back with a detective shield or a court order.
Where do we find him?
Iron Heights Prison.
He got out.
Stop killing people!
He'll live.
You have to report me to my lieutenant!
He won't talk to anyone.
What makes you so sure?
Because he has another shoulder.
Oh, damn.
There is another place. Bisk Museum. He said the building reminded him of Germany, where porcelain dolls were invented.
The lady at the desk said that a guy matching Mathis's description checked in last week, room 52, and he paid in cash.
That number is everywhere.
Detective, it's been too long.
Felicity, I need a trace.
Say hello, dear.
That's so fucked up.
Just let her go.
And allow her to wither away in a mediocre and forgettable life. No. She deserves so much better.
I will turn her into something special. Now pay attention, detective. What comes next is really quite exquisite. The sound of an esophagus slowly hardening.
God, what a creepy asshole.
Felicity?
Trying, but he's blocking the trace. The police found her body an hour ago.
Does the new victim give us any forensics we can use?
CSI did a complete forensics workup, but they sent everything out to a private lab.
Seems like someone hacked into a lot of police-related systems last year.
Then we do it like we did the Merlin job.
Ranger Labs. I wonder what that's a reference to.
Trank Dart. He'll be out for 36 minutes. You're up, Felicity.
What are these?
Chemical ingredients of all the makeup found on the victims. Skin cream, nail polish, lipstick.
Ethyl paraben sodium lauryl sulfate. I've seen this before.
It's skin cream.
Mermaid something. One of the victims from his last run, she had this in her purse, and I had the lab analyze it, and it's the same, you know, it's the same formula.
2 victims with the same taste in skin cream. That can't be a coincidence.
I could never figure out how he chose his victims.
I think you just did.
We shouldn't have left Shadow.
Well, it's her life. It's her choice.
You think that caring about people gets you killed. I think it's what keeps people alive.
You're definitely an idiot.
Ooh.
You should be happy I haven't avoided attachment to you. It's been a while, Haas.
Haas? Wait, Haas? No, I haven't made that counter yet. We haven't gotten to that season yet. Okay, remember this moment. I'm coming back to it.
I give you 100. 4. 2-5. You're throwing some information. I'm looking for someone. A blonde, likes black leather. Sounds like your type. And beats the crap out of guys with a bow staff. That still sounds like your type. Do you know Cindy? Folks call her Sin. She's been seen a couple of times hanging around with your black leather girlfriend. So where can I find Sin? You know, she hangs out over 5th and Boynton.
Only 4 stores in the city carry it and 3 have surveillance systems. I've ran facial recognition through all of them looking for Mathis, but come up empty.
He must be staking out the stores from the outside.
Fine. So we'll do the same.
That could take days we don't have. He's probably out there right now looking for another girl.
I'll go to the stores that carry Mermaid in and buy it in each one to cover our bases.
It's too dangerous.
More dangerous than going undercover in a mob casino or jumping out of a plane. It's my life. It's my choice.
And they're trying to connect her with Shadow because Slade said that about her. Is that the temple Oliver fights Prometheus in season 5?
You gonna steal whatever they used to get onto the island?
Hey, you know what? That was good foreshadowing. Good on you, writers. There's the Amazo.
It's firing on a fixed location. The plane. They must have found it.
Just for the record, I'm not a huge fan of dangling helpless girls in front of psychopaths like meat.
She volunteered.
She must really believe in you.
So did your daughter.
Not the time for this.
She suffered a loss. Grief's got a way of shifting a person's belief. You've lost people too, right? Why else would you be doing this? My youngest, she died.
I'm sorry.
Less than a month after it happened, I ended up catching a dollmaker case. I think on some level with each girl I was trying to save. Sarah. And just like with Sarah, I couldn't.
Aw. That sucks.
He killed 8 girls Sarah's age before I caught him.
Oh, fuck. I can't believe they're talking about it. I didn't remember that.
Delta Charlie 52 to Central. Immediate backup required.
What?
Get out of here!
Sorry. For what? Pike's orders. Once you call it for obstruction.
Docket ending 4587, State versus Queen.
Wonder what 4587 is. I literally just said, I wonder what 4587 is a reference to. And I'm gonna ask this again when we get to season 7, because that's Oliver's prison number. The number pays homage to Vince Terranova's ident code from the show Wise Guy.
We would like to serve notice to the defense pursuant to Rule of Criminal Procedure 15.
I would like to have a conversation with you before you seek the death penalty.
How did they find the plane even? Also, the plane is still there in the present day. Also, this is a surprisingly good chase sequence. We've had 2 pretty decent ones this episode. Oh! Oh, jeez! Slade's hands are on fire. I don't remember this.
Last year you were working with the Arrow. What a difference a few months makes.
I guess I'm not the only one in the Lance family that's done a 180.
This city needs help. I just became less particular about where it comes from. What's your excuse? Still Tommy? That guy with a bow and arrow can't save a guy who's had a building fall on top of him.
I'm looking for a friend of yours. Blonde, black leather, head to toe.
Surprisingly good shaky cam here. Normally I don't like shaky cam. Ooh. The music there was really cool. I don't think that was a stunt guy.
You shorted us half a case of champagne. I'm not paying for booze that I didn't get.
Oh, because those are the booze that he took to his friend.
Officer Quentin Lance and his daughter Laurel were abducted earlier today.
I pulled up the department's security camera footage, and a van from Metamorpho Chemical caught my eye.
Metamorpho? That's another DC character. Put him up on screen.
Metamorpho was condemned after the quake. Perfect place to make some dolls.
Did they send you?
Oh, she's talking about the League of Assassins!
That's mine.
Let him go.
Oh, yeah, she knows about Laurel. That's right, because it's Sarah.
She's your world, she's your very soul. You know, I could kill you, I could maim you, I could slice you up into 1,000 pieces. But if your soul remains intact, What have I wrought?
This is real dark. It's just clicking in my head now. This episode's real dark. Oh, and here it comes. Yep, there's the League of Assassins thing. Oh, come on, Sarah.
You're going back to prison.
No, he's not.
Oh, Sarah killed his ass.
He came to save me. Tommy, you told me to get out of CNRI. Tommy was only there because I was too stubborn. It's all my fault that Tommy died.
And now it's Oliver saving him, or saving her.
The trial is going to reveal that you were living under Malcolm Merlin's thumb. It's going to reveal everything.
And that's what I'm afraid of.
Moira, what don't I know?
There are some things that must never be spoken of.
She's talking about her affair with Malcolm.
Russell Gould has ordered your return.
Oh, they just straight up are talking about it right now.
Tell them that you couldn't find me. Tell them I ran.
I won't lie for you.
Fine.
Then you'll die for me.
Don't tell them anything.
Oh, shit! I forgot how many people Sarah kills! How did Sarah even know where Dollmaker was? It's just processing in my head now. It didn't really end up mattering, but plot hole's a plot hole. Oh, now we're on the boat. I didn't think this happened this early. Oh, is that it, it's holy? CGI boat! I'm gonna start off with a 4 for the plot. I don't remember which episode it's set in, but I think it said that Sarah's keeping eyes on Laurel, so that's how she knew the Arrow was in trouble. If that's never said, however, then that's a plot hole. How the hell Sarah got to the chemical plant, though, is beyond me. I mean, it didn't really end up mattering, but hey, a plot hole is still a plot hole. And you know what? Same with that goddamn perfectly timed phone call in room 52. I hate when shows do this. It would have been really easy to just establish that there's a camera in that room. And barely any shows do that, and the ones that do, unfortunately, don't immediately come to mind. Also, how did the Amazo crew find the plane? And if they were bombing it, why is it still there in the present day? I will give the episode points for what Oliver saving Laurel symbolizes. It's reminiscent of how Tommy saved Laurel from the building collapse in Sacrifice, and it concludes the storyline of Laurel hunting the Arrow. I do like how the episode acknowledged that Roy stole half the booze that Thea ordered for the club. Nothing ever comes of it from what I recall, but the acknowledgement that it happened is nice. A lot of shows don't pay that much attention to that detail. We do find out that Dollmaker's method of choosing his victims pretty quickly, which I have always found a little weird since that was a big deal in the episode. But I guess old habits die hard, even for crazy people. Also, the episode was paced really well. I don't really talk about the pacing of the episodes much, but I didn't even realize that I was over halfway into this episode until I looked up what 4587 meant. Time flew by really quickly in this episode, but I didn't even realize it because of how well the episode was paced. Characterization is also a 4. Dollmaker is such a creepy fucking weirdo, but that's totally what makes him work. He's definitely one of those crazy serial killers with a weird signature. But unlike Bronze Tiger, who's just a thug with a gimmick, Dollmaker also has a desire for revenge. Having motivation really sets you apart as a villain of the week. Sarah's a character you really want to learn more about, especially with the reveal of her being linked to the League of Assassins. Even though she's not in many scenes, with the team talking about her and trying to track her down, you get a sense of why she's doing what she does. I don't remember her being quite this dark, though. We get a lot of backstory for Quentin this episode, too, and yeah, it's given to us through some pretty heavy-handed exposition, but what we learn is good, so I'm going to allow it. And I'm glad that Laurel came to the realization that she came to. Let's keep this 4 train rolling with the visuals. I was surprised that I liked both of the chase scenes in this episode, since they're not really my thing. And I didn't mind the shaky cam in the second one either. Probably because it wasn't annoying. For a weird comparison, you can have cuts in fights, but when the cuts are distracting, that's kind of where it draws the line for me. But back to the actual episode, The whole human dolls thing is very dark and very creepy, so I have to give the episode points for that. Not to mention that the performance of Dollmaker from Michael Eklund was very good. Something small I noticed during the chase scene with Roy and Sin, when Roy's running by this blue wall, if you look very closely, you can see that they actually did show Sin running ahead of him. They didn't have to include that little detail, since I guarantee nobody would have noticed if they didn't. But they chose to include the detail because they cared about what they're making, and I appreciate that. And yes, that was a stunt guy. Importance is a 5. The introduction to the League of Assassins, Laurel overcoming her grief, Quentin developing his working relationship with the Arrow, Oliver and Sarah meeting, Oliver in prison on the Amazo. This episode has so much in it that you really can't skip it. And entertainment will also get a 4. I was surprised about how dark this episode was, but this was another really good one. And for once, I think I caught all the references before I started editing. That gives Broken Dolls a score of 21 out of 25. I really think I slept on Arrow Season 2. Let's see if the next episode proves that thought right. Eagle Eggleston, who previously directed Burned and Dodger, returns to direct the episode Crucible, which first aired on October 30th, 2013, and with this being his final contribution to the series. Oliver finds out that the Canary is Laurel's sister, Sarah, and tries to convince her to tell her family that she's alive. Meanwhile, the gun epidemic in the Glades is getting worse when a gang gets their hands on military-grade weapons, and to top it all off, Laurel begins taking after her father and numbing her trauma with alcohol.
The gun epidemic in the Glades has gotten increasingly out of control.
Which is why the DA's office has committed to ending gun violence.
Well, I'm sure the police are doing whatever they can to catch whoever's bringing the weapons into the city.
They know who's been arming the gangs, Oliver.
A local gang lord calls himself the mayor.
This guy was Battlestar on Falcon Winter Soldier.
What if our masked friend keeps showing up everywhere you go? We thought she was obsessed with you. I mean, she showed up in the DA's office when you were there, and in the chemical plant the Dollmaker was holed up in. Who else was at both those places?
She's following Laurel.
See, I knew that they brought it up. I knew that they did. Oh, the remote control bows.
I guess some things never change. You and her, always and forever.
How does she figure it out? I mean, and he takes off the wig and she's still a blonde.
Laurel's gonna kill me.
And you see how they had to refilm all of this shot for shot.
When the gimmick capsized, Sarah was pulled under. About a year later, I saw her.
Where's she been all these years?
I don't know.
Don't you think her family had a right to know that she made it to the island too?
They were better off not knowing.
Do they deserve to know now?
Did you find the graves?
Go to hell.
We're already there.
Well, you're in purgatory, but ooh, the pink lighting it's different. It's Big Belly Burger! It is! I see the logos!
I just ran into an old boyfriend. Worried that he might tell my family that I'm back.
They must be real proud of their masked delinquent.
I like Sin. Whatever happened to Sin?
Yeah, they think I'm dead.
My folks think I'm dead too. That or they wish I'd never been born. Why don't you want them to know that you're still alive?
Because I'm not what they remember.
Good little daddy's girl.
I was a lot like you.
Sad. Why you saved me from those guys that night.
No woman should ever suffer at the hands of men.
I mean, she's not wrong.
We've got to stop meeting like this.
Lala, I'm checking the box marked single these days.
And that is all the lip service Diggle and Carly breaking up gets.
A crate of 12 M4A1s went missing from Camp Kirby 2 months ago.
Yeah, I think I know where they went.
Every crate was fitted with a GPS system so they could be remote tracked. I tried pulling it up, but it's not receiving. Must have been deactivated. Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
These days, I check the box marked single too.
I was inspired by what you said the other night about gun violence in the Glades. I wanted to sponsor a Cash for Guns event. I give you the money and you get your constituents to lay down their arms.
Trying to repair your family's tainted name.
I don't want my family's name involved.
I will not continue to authorize corporate funds just so you can keep pretending that you are the CEO.
I'll pay for it myself.
Maybe you haven't noticed, but your personal trust isn't exactly what it used to be, and this company isn't either. As much as I would love to make this city safer, my first obligation is to Queen Consolidated, and yours is too.
It's easy to let the job become your life. I keep having to remind myself to go to the gym, see a movie, eat a good meal.
I'm the best me when I am working.
And when you're not,
You don't want to meet her. She's not good company.
I'd be willing to risk it.
After the whole Try Guys thing, this is a very bad look.
I have to go.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I just have to go.
Oh wait, she's drunk and Quentin's gonna arrest her. I completely forgot this is when Laurel's alcoholism plotline starts.
You had anything to drink tonight, ma'am?
I'm Laurel Lance. I'm an assistant district attorney.
I'm sorry, Miss Lance, but I'm gonna have to ask you to step out of the car, please.
Somehow the mayor did get his hands on a crate of military-grade weapons from Camp Kirby.
If he kept the crate, might be able to find out where he's hiding. If they lose a crate, they send out a remote signal that activates the beacon.
The mayor's clever. He deactivated his beacon.
There's a design flaw. The beacon is still susceptible to a subform wave, even if it's been deactivated.
The mayor turned it off, Oliver. We can turn it back on.
That's convenient. Damn. Ooh, look at this!
Weapons are secure.
And the mayor?
Still in office.
Still in office.
I had a few too many glasses of wine at dinner. It was an accident.
You get a lot from me, Laurel. Maybe you got this, too.
I mean, you can hardly compare my one mistake to your drinking problem. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've had a little bit of a hard time lately.
Yeah, so is he.
I was kidnapped, nearly murdered by a psychopath, and my boyfriend died. Cut me some slack.
You know, when I started having a hard time, I wish people had not cut me slack.
Fucking Laurel. Oh, is that Sarah in white? Because she's white Canary. A couple seasons from now. I don't know why this face is so funny to me. It's the open mouth pout. I don't know why it's funny to me, but it is. I love Katie lots. I love Sarah Lance, but for some reason, this face is just funny to me. And she does it throughout this entire season.
Did you tell my family that I'm alive?
No, I saw you die.
Not the first time that's happened. What happened to Slade?
Oh shit, they're talking about him.
Where have you been?
Everywhere.
That's not an answer.
That's the one you're getting.
They're not talking about him. Oh, that's right. It's Shadow's hood. So, of course, that's how she figured it out.
Why did you come back?
The earthquake.
Because you wanted to make sure your family was safe. Did you come here to make sure I didn't tell them? Or because you were hoping I had?
I'm here about my daughter.
And, of course, Sarah's inside, so.
Laurel.
She got pulled over for DUI last night.
I tried talking to her about it, but she wasn't hearing me.
I don't know if you know, but after you and Sarah disappeared, I hit the ball pretty hard. I don't thought we were friends.
And she needs a friend.
These two have also come a long way since season 1. It is Anatoly! I knew it!
They make all of us do this. It's for to show prочность. It's Russian.
For strength.
Strength.
Yeah!
Living is not for the weak.
Is everything okay?
I don't know. Is everything okay?
You've got to be kidding me. My dad went to you, the recovering alcoholic and former party boy, trying to tell me how to live my life. Don't you see the hypocrisy there? Do you know how many times I've had to pull my dad out of a bar? He's the one with the problem.
Was. Which, you know, you came to a reconciliation about last season.
Just because he can't cope with losing Sarah doesn't mean I can't handle my life.
Bitch.
Throwing is not your strong suit. Did you find the graves? This is the right island.
I could be mistaken, but I think this is the gun that Roy had on him in Salvation. The one where he took out all the bullets and then couldn't shoot Joseph Falk to save Thea because it didn't have any bullets in the gun. Because he was trying to be better for her.
Yo, Abercrombie.
Thea, this is Sin.
Thea Queen? Look at you rolling with royalty.
She doesn't know you're the Vigilante's delivery boy, does she?
Which she's saying in full earshot of Thea.
You don't show up when you say you will, and when you promise not to, here you are.
A lot on my mind, Alderman.
My job is to help the people in this city with their problems.
Two people that are very important to me are having a tough time, and neither one of them is making it very easy for me to help them.
Sooner or later, we all go through a crucible.
Roll credits.
I'm guessing yours is that island. Most believe there are two types of people who go into a crucible. The ones who grow stronger from the experience, and the ones who die. But there's a third type, the ones who learn to love the fire. Who choose to stay in their crucible because it's easier to embrace the pain when it's all you know anymore. That's why I'm on the clock to help this city, before it becomes used to living like this.
Living is not for the weak. A friend of mine once told me that.
It's a wise friend.
Listen up, people. This is your mayor speaking. Now, I don't recall this here event being sanctioned. You don't speak for these people.
Ah, crap. Sin took a bullet.
Coward finally decided to show his face.
I borrowed the FBI's facial recognition software. Got a match. Xavier Reed. Reed was in and out of foster care his whole life. Reed spent 3 years with the foster family of her son, Ezra Barnes. He served 3 tours in Iraq. He's stateside now.
$20 says he was stationed at Camp Kirby.
The mayor's foster brother is assigned to a weapons convoy that carries SCAR-16s by truck. The convoy is scheduled to come through Starling City tonight.
FN Scar 16s are military assault weapons with grenade launchers.
I want to see how you do in a real fight.
I was looking for a fight.
Hell yeah, seeing these two together.
Old school weapon. Respect. But can your arrows do this?
Ever. Oh, he's got her bow staff. Oh, and she's got his bow. Where'd she even get an arrow? Beats me. I don't care. That was cool.
Let him go. You do have to let him live.
Bitch, knew you didn't have any.
I really don't like that word.
I love her. I don't care.
Construction of the new Star Labs particle accelerator.
Hey, they're talking about it again.
I'm only in the world because of you. I was just acting on instinct. It wasn't instinct. It was strength.
Prussianist.
Now that the mayor is in jail, maybe you should run.
There is more than one way to save a city.
He says to the vigilante.
You saved my life. Guess I have to keep your secret now, huh? You know you're dating a moron, right?
My first and last thought of every day.
I like her.
Oh, she's got the Rockets cap! Holy crap, she totally does!
I get that you have been in pain so long that it probably just feels normal now, but you can let it go and come home. The earthquake brought you here, but your family kept you here. They need you.
Yeah, especially after what Laurel's going through, yeah.
You told them that I died on the gambit. If they know the truth.
They would never talk to me again. It'd be worth it.
My daughter's in trouble. She's been through some really terrible things. Instead of facing up to them, she's running away from them. She's losing herself in her work, and maybe even worse. She's my daughter. I just want her safe. I want to protect her.
God, this is a really powerful ending to this episode. Oh, wait, there's one more scene. Never mind. Hey, look at his dumbass mask! You know, for the longest time, I thought this man was Scarecrow, and I completely forgot about the existence of Brother Blood. But you know what? Why do you gotta wear that dumbass mask, dude? It's not a bad looking mask. It's just like, it looks weird over the top of his like normal outfit, and it's so confusing because this scene seems like they were trying to make him Scarecrow. Oh, and this is that cop from earlier in the episode, the one that pulled Laurel over. So, of course, it's a recognizable face. So it's not just some random officer.
The city is in chains, and I'm going to free it. But to do that, I need an army of the strong.
Oh, what's in that thing?
A miracle.
Mirakuru. Oh, the blood tears.
Bring me another. Yes, Brother Blood.
Oh, see, I should have gotten it from that, dude. Brother Blood. I'm gonna start by giving this plot a 4. Once again, the pacing of the episode is really good. I would say, though, that it isn't as good as Broken Dolls. There's a lot of their big moments of the episode in the first half, and that doesn't really have to be a problem, but the momentum just kind of halts for a moment somewhere in the middle, and I can't really place where it does or why. I like that they're hinting at things to come with Sarah name-dropping Slade. Nothing really happened in the flashbacks except for Oliver meeting Anatoly, so you could mostly cut the flashbacks from this one. The episode being named Crucible is definitely accurate considering what happens in the episode. Laurel, Sarah, Oliver, even Quentin to an extent are stuck wallowing in the fire. And so is Starling City as a whole, to be honest. Maybe that's the reason they chose to deal with guns during the episode. They didn't bring up any talking points, they didn't force you to pick a side on the issue, they're not even trying to spark a conversation. They just used it as a backdrop for the episode, which I found effective and tasteful. And considering how anything remotely political in superhero shows nowadays goes, effective and tasteful is a fucking godsend. I'm gonna give characterization a 5 for this one. Despite our villain of the week, the mayor, just being a guy who wants power, a trope that's very overdone in cape shit, the actor gives him some personality at least. And I really have no other complaints. Sarah's still fantastic, Quentin's still fantastic, I really like Sin. This is Blood's best episode yet, I don't like what they're doing with Laurel, but I'm not supposed to, so that means it's effective. I do wish he didn't dismiss all the growth Quentin's made, though. That sucks. That's just mean. I know she's angry, but she has to recognize on some level that what she's saying is bullshit. And I like how Oliver's able to reach Sarah because of her family. Character-wise, very few complaints. Visuals are a 3. The shootouts during the episode were fine, though considering that this was an episode where the A-plot's catalyst is that a gang got their hands on military-grade guns, you'd think they'd put a little more focus on that. Also, if you go frame by frame, you'll notice Sarah's staff doesn't actually hit this guy. However, I do like the little details like Sarah's rockets cap and bomber jacket, and Roy selling his revolver. The scene near the end of the episode where Quentin's talking in that therapy group as Laurel's drinking and taking pills and Sarah's agreeing to go with Oliver is really powerful. And the crying blood thing is certifiably creepy. Though, on the other hand, Brother Blood's mask is very over the top and kind of funny, to be honest. Maybe it would look a little less out of place if it was part of a full costume, but unfortunately, it's not. Importance is clearly a 5, and I'll give entertainment a 3. That gives Crucible a score of 20 out of 25. Another good episode this season. Let's see if we can keep this momentum going and end on a high note. Wendy Stansler, who previously directed Vertigo, returns to direct the episode League of Assassins, which first aired on November 6th, 2013. When a member of the League of Assassins named Alawal threatens to kill the Lance family, Sarah risks her secret identity in order to protect them. Meanwhile, Moira considers taking a plea deal with disastrous consequences instead of fighting her sentencing. 6 years earlier, starting with a flashback. Yeah, they recreated all the shots. By the way, CGI boat! If anyone's confused as to why I'm screaming CGI boat, here's the footage from the first episode that I cut and I didn't realize that I cut. Enjoy that. And now we have the CGI boat!
1, 2, 3. It's getting closer. 1, 2, 3. It's getting closer.
So you can see, Sarah's already holding her glass and Oliver only fills his.
It's not very scientific.
Oh, his delivery's slightly different there.
What would you know about science, Mr. Ivy League dropout?
It's not very scientific.
What would you know about science, Mr. Ivy League?
You can see he places his glass on this nightstand over here.
I happen to know a lot about science. I know fermentation. I know.
Sarah takes a sip from her drink where she doesn't in the 5th episode. The shots are slightly different. And of course, the pacing of the scene in League of Assassins is a lot slower than it is in the pilot.
Laurel's gonna kill me. She's so gonna kill me.
Laurel's gonna kill me. Oh, she's so gonna kill me.
Weirdly, both episodes have Sarah saying that line twice. I thought that was an error in the pilot, but they included it again in season 2 episode 5. I should also obviously make mention Oliver's hair is slightly different.
Okay, that one was really close.
Okay, that one was really...
The lightning strike happens a lot later and it goes for a lot shorter in the pilot. Oh, was there a cut there? There might have been an extra cut there. Oh, they added a scream for Oliver. I didn't notice that. That part where he was reaching, that probably was ripped straight from the pilot. I swear that's reused footage. I swear that is, dude. Her getting dragged away is pretty well recreated, though. Yeah, they did give Katie lots the same head scar. Now, obviously, do I expect everything to be the exact same? No. No, I don't. It's interesting to see what things are different when they shot it the second time around. Where is she sleeping? Oh, she's sleeping at the Queen Mansion. Wait, where's Thea then? Thea can't be home if Sarah's here. The game that Oliver's watching on TV is the Starling City Rockets. I really like the attention to detail. That better not be the number 52 on that guy's jersey.
Thea's mostly staying at her boyfriend's, so...
There we go.
I guess some things, Just better left in the past.
I just finished explaining to your mother and sister that Miss Lance will be sitting second chair for the prosecution.
This is a conflict of interest. Ms. Lance practically grew up in the Queen House.
I have a hard time seeing how Laurel being on the opposing side would be a conflict of interest. As Jean says, Laurel practically grew up in the Queen House. So wouldn't that mean that Laurel being on the other side would be working to get Moira a lesser sentence? That's what I see. That's what I see. Or rather, if it is a conflict of interest, it's one that benefits Jean's side. So, Jean, shut up. Shut up. Laurel's gonna work to get you a lighter sentence.
I come here not just with Miss Lance, but also a plea offer.
Life with the possibility of parole.
You're not pleading out. Mrs. Green is innocent.
She aided and abetted 503 homicides.
Under duress, she also withdrew from the criminal conspiracy prior to its execution.
5 minutes prior. We've subpoenaed over a decade's worth of phone messages, phone records, letters, and emails. I'm willing to bet I find something that crushes your duress defense to powder.
Oh, you will.
You're prosecuting my mother?
I don't have a lot of pull. And what pull I do have, I used to get that plea bargain for your mother.
See, she still did a nice thing for Moira, though. Even if the deal does suck. Is it a goddamn door? That's a Titanic reference. Oh, it's a Canary. The other CGI boat!
Merlin?
There's a lot of cuts. Oh, she's got a bow staff! I like that they're actually using the stuff in the house to fight, though. That's cool.
Who are you?
Just a warrior.
Fucking how? I cannot do that with my hair this long anymore.
I remember the first time I saw this hood. Shadow was wearing it.
That's the first time they confirm it, I think.
This is John Diggle and Felicity Smoke.
I was happy to hear you're not dead anymore. I mean, I didn't know you before you didn't die the first time. I'm still glad you're alive.
You're cute.
We just had an uninvited guest in the Queen Mansion, and he was dressed like Merlin.
Well, last I checked, Malcolm Merlin was dead, courtesy of an arrow jam through his heart.
Malcolm walked away from that. We agree Malcolm walked away from that. So at the very least, Oliver and Dig perceived Malcolm as dead.
Gee, I didn't get you a bag of dirt.
I found it in the house. Copycat Merlin tracked it in. I want you to analyze it. Hopefully it'll lead me right to him.
If this pretender wants to follow Malcolm Merlin so badly, he can follow him right into a grave.
He's called Alawal, and he's a member of the League of Assassins.
See, on The Flash, this is a secret that would be kept for like 5 episodes. And then it would be like, we'd have this massive, oh, you lied to me, wah, crap fest. No, they're dealing with this now because it's relevant now.
It was an urban legend I heard about them in Afghanistan from a tribal leader. He claimed there was an ancient sect of assassins, deadly warriors that killed and vanished like ghosts.
Yeah, they're making him sound really badass here. And then we get in season 7, the Longbow Hunters, which is a group of 3 assassins that even the League of Assassins is afraid of. And it's like, the League of Assassins just gets so completely watered down in the Arrowverse. And I love the Arrowverse shows, but fuck me, this is one thing that just like, they should not have even touched it, because the League of Assassins is such a massive thing. If you're gonna do the League of Assassins, you gotta take that shit seriously. And they kinda did for 1 season, but that season is generally considered to be not that great, so what they do to them in later seasons, just continually watering them down, that's fucking dumb.
After the freighter, a member of the League rescued me, took me in, and brought me to Nanda Parbat.
Oh, they're just talking about it.
Why are they kicking down doors trying to find you now?
Because I left. And there's only one way that you leave the League.
Is that why you didn't want to see your family?
A year ago, I was in Guyana. I was sent there for a man named Suarez, and I slit his throat. I'm a murderer. You think that my family will be happy to see me?
She wants to take the deal. You're just ready to give up? We still need you. I still need you.
Oh, Thea!
Sorry if I upset you before.
We all joined clubs we wish we hadn't. Took me a year to get out of that gym membership.
Thank you.
For what?
Not making me feel like what I am.
Aw.
Spectroanalysis of the dirt from your house had trace amounts of aldecarbonate. Starling City used to have its own aldecarb plant, but per the EPA, it was shut down 3 years ago. And my guess is it's the home base to one League of Assassin.
He will kill you. This is my fight.
He made it my fight when he came into my house and when he threatened somebody that I care about.
Oh, yep, that's the same type of blade Roz uses to kill Oliver. Well, kill. Still have no idea how he survived that. Oh my god, he just has Malcolm's move.
Arrows, such an ineffective projectile. I find it strange. Anyone still fears them.
I'll show you why. The child of Ras Al Ghul awaits your return.
I'm not going back.
That's not your choice.
Oh, look at this! Seeing them fight on the 2 different levels, that's really cool.
If you will not return willingly, you will stay to bury your family.
You're not even flinching when he...
Pain and I came to a little understanding few years back.
That's such a good line. Oh wow, they actually gave her some scars too.
Why wouldn't she tell me what happened to her all those years?
Probably the same reason why you didn't tell us what happened to you on the island.
PTSD, and lots of it.
We need to protect the Lances. I'll take Laurel.
What can I do?
Nothing. You're hurt and you need to stay here.
What about my father?
I'll go talk to Detective Lance.
You three are quite the team.
We have our moments.
Since they're trying to put Sarah on the team, I like that they're giving her a little moment with Felicity, a little moment with Dig. You know, she's got all of the stuff, the history with Oliver. I like that they're trying to, like, gradually introduce her, make her sort of like a natural member of the team, give her those little moments with each new member. Oh, they are gonna put a bullet in her, aren't they? Here's Ivo! Is that Big Belly Burger? That's Big Belly Burger.
Since when did you start making house calls?
Since you're in danger,
I'm in danger every time I put on this uniform, so you're gonna have to be a little more specific.
there's an organization called the League of Assassins, and 3 of its members are targeting you. Sounded a little less crazy in my head.
I doubt it.
You need to trust me. You're not safe here in Starling City.
Smoke, nobody's safe, okay? Especially not us cops. We get shot at for a living.
Don't be a stubborn asshole, Quentin. Do what Oliver's groupie's asking you to do. And yeah, I know Felicity's not Oliver's groupie, okay? I get it. I said a thing.
He either didn't believe me or didn't take me seriously.
I thought you didn't want your father to know you're still alive.
I don't, but it's better than him not being.
I'm not gonna let you go out there without any backup.
Dig, you may be a 3-tour Special Forces veteran, but I was trained by the people that make the Special Forces look like a kindergarten class.
It's your funeral, Sarah.
Wouldn't be my first.
Just accept the help, goddammit.
It's me. It's okay.
Aww. I did notice she made her voice go a little bit higher. She's a very short person. Hang on. How tall is she? 5'6". Okay, so she's around my height.
这里是你的茶，请问你还需要什么吗？
不用了，谢谢。
You speak Chinese now? Why'd you let us know that you were alive? Your mother and I,
Oh yeah, I forgot about the mom! Because that was like her entire thing in Salvation.
I know you got divorced.
But it wasn't your fault. It was on me.
Because of me.
What, because you died? Yeah, her PTSD is obscene.
You in trouble.
No, Dad. You are.
You sent Felicity Smoke to warn me to leave town. You know the arrow. You're the girl in the mask. If these assassins, if they hadn't shown up, would you have ever let us know that you were alive?
No.
No.
Wow, she just straight up said it.
Why did you lock the door?
It's just a habit. My shipmates aren't exactly the nicest bunch.
Why do you keep those people down there in those cells?
It's my work. I am going to save the human race, Sarah. Maybe you can help me.
I noticed you didn't have a drink at dinner.
So will you now admit that you and my father overreacted last week when you thought that I was becoming a drunk?
I just wanted to make sure you were safe.
This is safe.
I'm really sorry if I was sending the wrong message.
No, I got the message. Run away from Laurel. Run as fast as you can.
Come on.
Sarah.
Come on, you petty bitch.
She got on the gambit with you. My father, he climbed into a bottle. My mother, she climbed into her car and she drove away. And then Tommy.
I really don't feel like that's fair to Tommy. Tommy climbed into that building and saved your dumb ass. Do not talk to me about run away from Laurel.
What is so wrong with me that everybody leaves? I thought I locked that.
I wonder what 305 is a reference to. At least it's not 52, goddamn. They've been here. Yeah, no, you're not becoming a drunk, you're getting addicted to pills.
LOL was at Laurel's place. Looks like you moved on before we got there.
But if Laurel's not his target...
He's after Lance, and I need a location now.
It's a good vantage point. You can see the whole city.
Like a bird on a wire.
Like a canary.
Where I was, they have you choose a new name. I chose Ta'ir al-Safar. It's Arabic for canary.
Watch you that canary when you were 10.
Did you really think we could not find you here?
You should be mindful of your surroundings.
Guns are a coward's weapon. What are you without your sidearm?
Guy with a spare.
You think because you're the beloved, you will be granted your freedom?
There's only one freedom. Let me grant you yours.
Oh!
Tell Ra's al Ghul that my family is off limits. His quarrel is with me. I'm sorry you saw that. I can't imagine what you must think of me.
I think you're a survivor.
And you just murdered someone in front of me, but... Also, you're my kid, so I'm gonna forgive you. I love Quentin, dude. His love is so unconditional. He's such a good dad.
I came back to make sure that my family was safe, and you are. But if they knew I was alive, Laurel and Mom, they would never stop looking for me, and that could get them both killed.
Oh,
I can't let you go.
Oh.
I'm sorry that I have to go.
I feel so bad for this man.
You have to keep her secret.
No one can know my secret.
I thought that you didn't want to go to trial over a secret. Then I caught up with an old friend and I watched as she struggled to tell her family hers because she was afraid that they wouldn't love her if they knew the truth.
Whatever you are worried about, it will not make us love you any less.
Whatever comes out, you won't lose us.
Ever.
I'll instruct Jean to reject Mr. Donner's offer.
I just had to see you, Laurel.
Did something happen? Are you okay?
One day, honey, when you have a daughter of your own, you'll understand that being a parent, it means you just never stop worrying about your children.
Oh.
Are you all right?
Please just answer him, you bitch.
I don't know.
Are we doing the Russian vodka?
An old friend gave this to me. Prochnost. So you were right.
Yeah.
No matter how hard I tried to go my past, he doesn't want to stay buried. The 5 years that I was gone, I wasn't always on the island.
So we're finally fully acknowledging it. Oh no, because he's talking about when he was on the boat, meaning that he very technically wasn't always on the island.
How are you?
Prisoners do not speak.
I'm gonna give this episode's plot a 3. If this were a Flash episode, Sarah would have kept her past with the League to herself for like 7 more episodes, and then we would have had to deal with the same shit we did in Season 1 with the liar revealed trope. A trope that I fucking despise. I'm really glad that the episode gives Sarah a few moments to spend with Quentin. He gets to see how much her PTSD affects her, she gets to hug him, he gets to, he doesn't want to let her go. I love that they made time in the episode's 42-minute runtime for that. I did notice Alawal mentioned the child of Ra's al Ghul and the beloved, referring to Nissa, who I don't believe is a character in the comics, or at least I don't think she was around the time this season aired. Since Sarah is also an original character created for the show, for all people knew back then she was set to continue Ra's legacy with a possible son. Or maybe fucking Damian Wayne was gonna show up. Who fucking knew at this point? Sarah should be dead though. Alawal had a sword to Sarah's throat, but instead of killing her, he just took off his mask and let Oliver come in and take him out. What? This guy trained Malcolm Merlyn, he said so himself. Why would he do something that stupid? I will say that the subplot of Moira's trial feels kinda superfluous this episode. There isn't really any headway made outside of ousting the possibility of a plea deal, and when the majority of the episode is dealing with the fucking League of Assassins, I think it's clear what everyone would rather be focusing on. Just because they feel unnecessary doesn't mean that they're bad, though. I'm gonna give characterization a 5 for this one. Dude, Quentin loves his daughters so goddamn much. Seriously, there were several moments during this episode that just melted my heart. I miss Quentin forever, man, especially this characterization of him. I like that Sarah gets a little moment with, well, I'd say each member of the team, but the team only consists of 3 members at this point, and she's got a history with Oliver. She's grateful to Felicity for not seeing her as the killer she sees herself as. She compliments Diggs since she clearly gets the idea that he's the backbone of the team. Despite all the darkness Sarah has inside her, she's still a caring enough person. Hell, she even thanks Felicity for being a good friend to Oliver since, with the exception of Tommy, he hasn't always had the best luck in that area. And yet, when you see the moments of her snapping dudes' necks, it still feels totally believable. Laurel's continuing her downward spiral, Oliver is beginning to open up about his time on Lian Yu, and Moira is either falsely believing that the DA won't find anything, or is putting on a really good performance for her kids. And honestly, I can't decide which. Great episode for everyone involved. I'm gonna give visuals a 3 here. The shots of Oliver and Sarah on the boat they had to recreate are slightly different than the originals, probably because Stephen Amell's settled into the role of Oliver Queen more now. His speaking pattern and tone of voice is slightly different. But when it comes to the shots that really matter, aka the ones we saw in Crucible, those were very well recreated. I really liked that shot where we could see Sarah fighting the League members on the top floor and Oliver fighting Olawal on the bottom floor. That was just a really cool shot. You don't get to see a lot of shots like that. And god damn it, someone give Paul Blackthorne an award of some kind, because this man can expertly play the best dad on television. His performance is easily the best thing in the episode. Importance is a 5, with this episode officially bringing the League of Assassins to the Arrowverse and finally introducing Anthony Ivo. Clearly, this is an episode you can't miss. And entertainment's a 3. That gives League of Assassins a score of 19 out of 25, which is probably the lower than most people expected. But 19 is not a bad score by any means. Let's get into the wrap-up. Looking back on it now, I feel like I sandbagged some of Season 1's scores. I definitely should have given 5 of those first 6 episodes an extra point in plot. And if I screwed up in one category, I probably screwed up in others. I'm gonna need to take a look back at some of those scores and update them, hence why I'm definitely going to be making a video updating my Season 1 scores. It's not going to be out for a while, probably not until the end of Season 2, at least that's when I would expect it. But I'm definitely making that video. But anyway, that is it for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. That'd be greatly appreciated. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already so that you can join us as soon as friggin' possible. And while I'm plugging everything else, be sure to click the bell so that you get notified whenever we upload one of these crappy videos. But apart from that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. This is Demigod Shmurda.